Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. And in this video we're going to do another kind of unboxing. I bought another board game several months ago. I'm just now getting around to opening it up and looking at it. So I figured I'd share that with you. And we'll go into a little bit of background about the properties in this game. And the game we're going to look at is Monopoly Beast Wars Transformers Edition. And it's pretty neat. This is the front of the box. Back. This is what the sides look like. We'll take a better look at them here in a minute. On the back of the box, it says, "Will you win the Beast Wars? Play as a heroic Maximal or a villainous Predacon in an epic battle to secure vast quantities of energon on a primitive planet. Wield the power of the golden disc and obtain precious stasis pods." This box contains a game board, 14 character tokens, 7 character cards, 6 reference cards, 1 golden disc, 1 golden disc card, 20 title deed cards, 16 Maximal cards, 16 Predacard cards, 16 stasis pods, 1 die, 100 plastic energon pieces, 55 energon crystals, 45 energon cubes, and game guide. And so let's just talk a little bit about the histories of these products in case you're not familiar with them. First, we'll go with Beast Wars. Now, Beast Wars was a computer animated cartoon that was out some years ago, and it was a follow-up to the Generation 1 cartoon. It takes place 300 years later, and the Autobots have become Maximals, and the Decepticons have become Predacons. And this rogue Predacon named Megatron, who took his name from the original Megatron, stole an alien artifact, the Golden Disc, and it supposedly has the location of a huge energon store. So he's going to use it to get the energon and start a brand new war. And in his escape, he's followed by a group of Maximals led by Optimus Primal, and they wind up on a primitive planet. And the first season, there's like 23 episodes in the first season, and all the episodes are pretty self-contained, but overall flow into a larger story. But you can skip episodes and not really miss anything. The second and third seasons both have 13 episodes, and they are very much more a whole storyline broken up into segments. You can still watch the pieces individually, but it's more of a together story. The second season is probably my favorite season, and you learn some really neat things in it, but it was a really neat cartoon. The animation is pretty dated, but the story is great. And then, of course, there's Monopoly. And if you don't know what Monopoly is, then my suggestion is you find some friends and you have a game night, and you'll probably learn what Monopoly is. Monopoly is probably one of the most, I don't want to say popular, but one of the most well-known board games in existence. So there's that. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. I've opened it earlier so I could read through the rules, so I can explain things, the pieces and stuff as we go, and how they're used exactly. Because all these special Monopoly sets, they have little bitty rules and things that are their own. And there are specially edition Monopolies for everything. There's several Star Wars versions. There are Lord of the Rings versions. every state has a version of Monopoly. A lot of the cities you'll find in America have their own version of Monopoly, and there are restaurants that have Monopoly versions, and it's insane. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. And this is the Monopoly game. So let's open it up and see what we got. This is what it looks like when you open it up. Go ahead and open the maximal box here first. And we have, I'm guessing these are the markers. And these are the cards. Now, they have Predacon cards and Maximal cards to take the place of the chance and community chess cards in regular Monopoly. And they have two sets of things in here. One color is for the Maximals and the other color is for the Predacons. And whether you're a Maximal or a Predacon, you read the appropriate color. So let's go ahead and open this and look at the Maximal markers. They come wrapped up. Now, there are two markers for each character. And, okay, these are all the beast markers in the Maximal box. So first, we have the beast mode of Megatron, which is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's pretty cool. Then we got Cheetor, which is a cheetah. It's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, you can kind of see the spots molded in there. We got Dinobot, which is a Velociraptor. And these are pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty hefty. We got Optimus Primal, who is a gorilla. Tarantulas, who is a spider. Rat Trap, who is a rat. And of course, everybody's favorite, Waspinator. Poor Waspinator. If you've ever seen Beast Wars, you know this guy, this guy has it rough. So, set those aside for a moment. Let's open up the Predacon box. Of course, pieces. And again, Predacon cards. I'm not going to open the cards up. Anybody that's played Monopoly knows about what that's like. So these should be the robot modes for the characters. And here we have Megatron in his robot mode. I always liked Beast Wars Megatron. We got Rat Trap in his robot mode. And, okay, so I think I was wrong. This is not Tarantulas. This is Black Arachnia. I should have guessed that with the hourglass on the back, because this is the robot mode. And that is Black Arachnia. a female Predacon. And here we have Optimus Primal's robot mode. And I like these markers. They're not that bad. It's kind of hard to make out some of the details, but they're pretty cool. They're nice and weighty too. Here's Cheetor. Dinobot. And Dinobot in this set is kind of like an odd man out, because when you play the game, you choose whether you're going to be a Maximal or a Predacon, and you choose either a Maximal piece or a Predacon piece. And with Dinobot in the series started off as a Predacon, but then joined the Maximals. So when you're Dinobot, you get to choose whether you want to be a Maximal or a Predacon. And finally, Waspinator. And that's pretty cool. Kind of done him up kind of like he's flying, which is appropriate. He was a flyer. And we got this piece of cardboard. It's got some neat pictures on it. And these are the property cards. Now, these are pretty neat. They tell you how much to charge when you got stasis pods on the property, on the territory. And you can, and it's got all the information for the different territories in it. You got a piece of cardboard. We have the rules. And these must be the Energon. So let's open these up and take a look at them. And try not to lose them. Oh, and it's the stasis pods too. Alright. Little blue crystals. These are worth 1 Energon point in the game. The red translucent cube, you can see the 5 on there. It's worth 5 Energon points. Right, energy points. And then you have a stasis pod. And the stasis pods are what they use to bring new characters into the show. So that's pretty neat. I'll have to get another bag to put these in. We also have the die. I kind of like that, the red with the green pips. And this must be our golden disc. That is the golden disc with the secret message that the original Megatron put on there. You find that out in the 2nd season. And a little spoiler for where this alien disc comes from. So that's pretty neat. And then we got another piece of cardboard. And the board itself. The board comes, oh, this one's damaged a little. Comes up folded in squares. But it's just a regular type of Monopoly board. Now, the way it goes, the specialty rules for this game is you get to choose at character creation at the start of the game whether you want to be a Predacon or a Maximal. You also get to decide which form you want to be in, your robot mode or your beast form. When you pick a character like Megatron, you'll take both markers. And when you decide what form you want to be in to start with, you put one on the go on the board and the other you set in front of you. And you travel the board in your beast form. And there are places on the board and cards that you can collect that tell you to transform. And when you do, you switch out markers, and now you're in the other form. When you're in robot form, if you land on a space that somebody else owns, you have to pay them more energy points, because there is an energon field on the planet they're on, and it disrupts their circuits. It's really weird. But you have to pay more if you land on other people's property. And you just pay the normal price if you're in beast form. Now, as you go, if you land on free parking, the golden disc is put in the middle of the board. But once you land on free parking or pass free parking, you get the golden disc. And you put your character on it, and you move it around the board with you. Now, if somebody lands in the space you're in or passes you, they take the golden disc from you. And it passes from player to player as you go. The benefits of having the golden disc is you can charge more for your properties and stuff. And it gives you a few other bonuses, which are covered in the rule book. So that's pretty nifty. It's a little different thing. Now, each property can have one stasis pod put on it. That's it. You can't place stasis pods until you have all of that color in that property. So, kind of like regular Monopoly, but you can't put multiple houses. And that's pretty much it for the differences. If you go to jail, you surrender the golden disc and it goes back to the middle, and then whoever lands on free parking or passes it can then take the golden disc for themselves. But that is a pretty nice golden disc. Looks just like the cartoon. So yeah, that's what you got in this game. And that's Beast Wars Monopoly. I didn't go too much in depth to the actual Monopoly rules, just the stuff that pertains to the Beast Wars, because everybody watching this video should know what Monopoly is. It's that popular. So anyway, thank you for joining me at a look at this game, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.